The 10 News Weather Authority from the JES Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Edward Shaw. Looking at more isolated showers to come into the region later today before we finally dry out tomorrow, giving way to some drier weather here for the next few days. However, we go into the later parts of the week and the heat and humidity really start to dial back up with a lot more weather coming in that's going to be more inclement than nice. As for what we're seeing throughout the region currently, temperatures in the 70s throughout most of the region, with that cloud cover certainly continuing. And now that cloud cover is going to keep us mostly cool today, a little bit cooler than where we've been recently, with temperatures getting up into the mid 80s. And most of the area right now dry. However, you take a little bit of a wider view and you notice further out to the west several alerts for flooding from Kentucky, parts of far southwestern Virginia, all the way out into parts of the Midwest, and multiple heat alerts across the eastern half of the United States. Now, let's time out what exactly we're going to be tracking with Futurecast within our region, because we do have the chance for a few isolated showers later on today. And essentially what we're going to be seeing is primarily afternoon, about 2-3 p.m. when we could see the first few rumbles of thunder and a few showers here and there. But a majority of our area today is actually going to be dry. Not expecting anything too widespread like what we've seen here in the past few days, but certainly not going to be 100% dry like what we could see later on Wednesday. We go into the evening hours tonight, we start clearing up and cloud cover starts to subside to our south. And that's going to give way to the next few days being cooler and clearer with some pretty good outside weather. Your 10 to 10 for the day, we get up to about 86 degrees by 2 to 3 p.m. with the best chance of showers between about 2 to 5. And then cool back down into the 70s later on tonight. Roanoke about 87 today, Blacksburg 83, Lynchburg at 86, Covington at 85, South Boston at 90, and Danville at 91 degrees. Over the next few days, we're going to have that brief cool down where we drop about 5 degrees below average for this time of year before getting up into the mid 80s by Wednesday, and then really getting warmer. 91 on Thursday and 95 on Friday. So certainly going to be a very short-lived break as temperatures going to dial up here as we go into parts of the weekend. So that's going to be something to watch for here, especially as we go into Saturday and Sunday when you combine the heat indices along with the humidity and the heat. Just not going to be the best conditions all in all as we go into the later parts of the weekend. Turning our attention to the tropics further down to the south, one area, tropical wave that we're watching, about a 20% chance of formation here over the next 2 to 7 days. Now that wave, currently very disorganized and not expecting anything significant as of now, but we're going to keep our eye on it just for good measure here as we go into the next few days and see how it develops with the conditions further into the Atlantic. Next 7 days, 87 today with that chance of showers being a little bit more isolated in nature. But what we're going to see later on into the week, really going to start dialing up the heat once more before we have that rainfall return just in time for the weekend. And as we go later on into next week, the heat and humidity certainly looking likely to continue.